All right, everyone, welcome to the advanced tutorial. This is for people who are wanting to take my graphics a step further and really make it specific for your unit. For this one, I'm going to be doing it on desktop because everything's a little bit different whether you have an iPhone or Android or a tablet. So I figured everybody has a desktop, so that's what I'll show it on. Most of these features you can do on another device as well, though. The symbols will look similar. All right, so we're going to get started by going to my group. And as always, everything is organized in the albums. So go to Media, Albums, and we're just going to start with February 2021. All right, so go down to where the working consultants are. And I try to do two options, kind of a small one and a large one, depending on what you're kind of aiming for. So for this one, I'm going to use this. And for me, I always see squares, empty squares at the beginning of the month as being encouraging. You know, it's showing how far are we going to go this month, and here's all the space that we have available. So always change your name first. And if you guys ever don't have enough room, like if you're the changed and favored and loved and, you know, whatever your name is, if you ever don't have room, you can always make it smaller by using this little corner, and then you can expand it by doing that. Okay, so I'm just going to be showing you random things, so hang in there. All right, so at the beginning of the month, you're going to start getting working consultants, and so on desktop, you just drag the pictures into the right squares. If you're on your phone, then you will press on the square and then press replace, and that'll work. All right, so say that it's the end of the month and this is how many working consultants you have. So for me, at the end of the month, I like to clean things up a bit so it looks complete. It doesn't look like, oh, here's where we didn't hit our goal. You know, you want to make it sound exciting and really show off the people who made it happen. So what you do is you can delete these extra squares. So one way to do it is you click on it and then up on this top corner, you press the trash can and that deletes it. All right, now if you want to save some time and you're on desktop, you can click and drag. So see how I'm making that little purple or blue square? When I do that, I can select multiple and then delete all of those at the same time. So that is a time saver if you want to do that. And then another thing that I would do if I was about to finish this is I would probably do the same thing, highlight these, and then when I move it, I can move everybody at once. So then that looks a lot more complete and it looks like you finished it, and you can even put some extra text down here, or you can put, maybe if you had a drawing or a prize winner, their name could go right here. So that's the first lesson. As a reverse option, let's say I filled all these squares and I needed one more, like literally one more. We've all been there. So what I would do is highlight these, and you can make it smaller. And then if you need to add an extra, you just press up here, this duplicate button, and that gives you an extra one. And if you needed a whole extra row, you could highlight a whole row and duplicate and get a whole row there. So there's really lots that you can do to make it look complete for your unit. All right, so I'm going to go a step further. We're going to do a more complicated one. All right, so let's go to my Spark Achievers for this month. We'll do this one. Okay, so you'll see here that I have an easy version and an advanced version. Both of these are going to be compatible with the free version of Canva. I make it so that all of those are accessible for you, unless I specifically say, which is pretty rare, but usually it'll be free. So the easy version, if you were to click on that, the only thing you can do is drag and drop these pictures and change the unit name on top. Now this is great for somebody who's a little overwhelmed and you don't want to mess it up. I totally get it. Or sometimes maybe use the easy version throughout the month and then at the end of the month use the advanced version to make it look very specific. So let me show you what I mean. So when I'm in the advanced version, change your name first. All right, so when we do the advanced version, I still have it to where you can edit just the things that you need to. So for example, you can put the pictures in like that. And then you can change the name just like you normally would. All right, but the thing that is different with the advanced graphic is that you can move everything. So say you have a specific goal, like you want 5 Spark Achievers, well, you could get rid of some of the extra ones so you have exactly 5. Or if you get to the end of the month, it's the same person. If you get to the end of the month and let's say you have 1 extra, it's like I said with the working consultants, maybe you want to get rid of that extra one. Well, you can delete it. But this one's a little bit trickier. So every once in a while, you'll come across something that I've locked. So when I click on this frame, I'm not able to move it. I'm not able to delete it. But if you want to unlock it, you press that unlock button and then you're able to move it around. So my reason for doing that, for locking things, is because it gets really annoying if everything is unlocked. Let me show you what I mean. So if these were unlocked straight away, then when you're putting a picture in, you might put it in the frame accidentally. See how it went inside the frame instead of inside that little spot it's supposed to be? Or maybe you accidentally put it like, oh, here, this is a fun one. If the background's unlocked, you could accidentally put it right there. So that's the reason why I lock things, is just to make sure that things don't get annoying, but you are able to unlock it. So I would keep it locked throughout the month while you're just adding in pictures because it makes it really fast. But if you're wanting to delete them and something's locked, all you have to do is press the unlock button and then you're able to delete it. Now the same thing would be true if you wanted to move these. So say you wanted at the end of the month to center these, then just unlock them first. And then you can do the same thing where we click and we drag all over, and then you can move it and that line will help you center it, and there you go. So typically the Spark Achievers are more complex of a graphic just because they're a bigger deal. So I try to make them a little bit fancier. So we have like the frame, and then we have the picture, and then a banner, and then a word. So usually those will take slightly more time than if you were just trying to do like the working consultants, because that's really just a simple graphic. So let me show you one more example just to be sure. So let's do this one, advanced editing, because this one's going to show you a group. So say you want to change this, all of this is customized, you can do whatever you want. This is movable. If you wanted to make it fill a bag March, you could do that. But over here is where it's going to get a little complicated. So say that you don't want to offer these exact prices. So what you could do is, this is all a big group. So when you click on it, you can move everybody at the same time, which makes it really nice because if you needed some more words here, you could make it smaller by using this corner so that you have more room up here, or if you wanted to rotate it, it's really just so you can move everybody at the same time. But if you were trying to delete just this headband, you would need to ungroup everything. So you'd click up here on the top where it says ungroup. So press ungroup. And that makes everything individualized. So now if you wanted to delete the headband, you could delete the headband. Or if you wanted to delete that, you could delete that. That way you can put whatever price you want in there. And of course, don't forget to always, 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 always customize it. So everything in my group should have some sort of customization. It should have your unit name on it, or it should have somebody's picture on it. Something that basically, if another director saw it, they would have to pause and say, hey, where'd you get that? Instead of just taking it. And my reason for doing that is because I am trying to make a living here. So I absolutely love how giving everyone is and the go give spirit, but For me, it's very important that everything is always customized because I want to respect you as well. I mean, you're paying for the service and you're paying to use Canva. So I want to make sure that we're honoring that and we're making sure that it is being used by you and for your unit. So it doesn't have to be obnoxious. I mean, I'm not, making my logo take up half the page or anything. I just ask that you change your unit name on the bottom, or even if you wanted to, you could say over here, like, hold an event in February with Aaron and include 3 or more guests. So you know what I mean? Just have something in there that somebody would have to pause for a second and have to inquire about. So that is all out of love, though. If you guys have any questions at all, feel free to reach out and I would love to help you out. Hopefully, this tutorial gave you a little bit more insight on what else you can do.